My beloved children, my dear children, I have an urgent message that needs to be heard by all of you. Through many visionaries, I am speaking often and with intensity, for the times ahead are of great tribulation. With each passing day, the signs are becoming clearer, stronger, and the world you know is about to change in ways you cannot even imagine. The increase in natural disasters, conflicts between nations and even between brothers and sisters, are the fruits of a world that has moved away from love, compassion, and true faith. My dear children, the earth trembles with pain, the sky weeps for the souls that have been lost in the darkness, and the sea stirs, announcing that difficult times are near. You must be prepared, not just with supplies and shelter, but with heart and soul. The natural disasters you are witnessing now are just the beginning. Much worse is to come, and the only way to get through this storm is with faith, with prayer, and with unity among you. You must listen to the warnings given to you, for they are not mere words to the wind. They are warnings. They are signs that the wrath of God is approaching those who have turned away from His light. The lack of love between people has fueled a cycle of destruction that will lead many to ruin. But there is hope for those who will listen, repent, and turn to the path of truth. My children, please do not ignore this message. Refuges must be prepared, not only physical but spiritual. Those chosen by God will be protected, but only if they listen and follow the instructions given through these visionaries. Spiritual preparation is vital. Unite in prayer, strengthen your faith, and remain united, for only then can you endure what is to come. I beseech you, do not allow the distractions of the world to keep you from the truth. Time is short, and what is to come will bring fear and anguish to unprepared hearts. But those who are steadfast in the faith, who have prepared themselves both spiritually and physically, will be protected under the mantle of God. My dear children, be attentive. With each passing day, the difficulties will increase, and only those who are spiritually prepared will have the strength to persevere. Listen to my voice, listen to the warnings, and prepare yourselves. For the hour is approaching, and you must be ready to face what is to come. Don't put off what needs to be done now. Unite in faith, and together, we can overcome the approaching darkness. My children, the times that are approaching are being revealed to the few, to those chosen for their devotion and purity of heart. Among them is Father Michel Rodrigue, a dedicated servant whose mission transcends what eyes can see and what minds can comprehend. This man, from an early age, was graced with visions and messages that are not of this world. The revelations he received are clear, precise, and carry the weight of the fate of all mankind. He is not only a messenger, but a beacon of light amid the approaching darkness. The times he describes, my children, are of an intensity that you have not yet experienced. The earth will open in cracks, the heavens will darken, and the waters will rise up like implacable walls. But it will not only be the elements that will bring suffering. There will be hunger, a devastating hunger that is not satisfied with bread, but with the souls of those who have forgotten God. The world will go through trials like never before, and those who are not prepared physically and spiritually will be carried away by the currents of desolation. 3 large meteorites are approaching the Earth, and their consequences will be devastating. The first will bring an earthquake of unimaginable proportions, and the sea will rise in fury, sweeping away entire cities in one fell swoop. The Earth, my children, will tremble as never before. There will be no safe place for those who are not under divine protection. This event, which seems to be only a natural catastrophe, is actually a warning, a call to turn to God before it is too late. The second meteorite will bring something even more terrifying. It will swallow up large portions of the earth, and with it, it will bring a void, an absence that will be felt in the hearts of those who survive. You will see the earth tear open like a ravenous mouth that devours everything in its path. It will be a time of great tribulation, where family ties, communities, everything will be put to the test. And it will be at this moment that your faith will be the only foundation that will stand. The third meteorite will bring a period of darkness, a darkness that will cover the world and plunge humanity into deep despair. This darkness will not only be physical, but spiritual. Many will lose hope. Many will succumb to fear and hopelessness. But, my children, I say to you, those who fully trust in God, those who have prepared and who stand firm in the faith, these will be spared. God will not forsake his own, but you must be ready for what is to come. This darkness will be a final test, and those who pass through it will find the light of spiritual rebirth. And here, my children, is where prayer becomes more powerful than ever. Father Michel was instructed to share not only the visions, but also the way to salvation. Prayer, sincere devotion, and frequent communion with God will be your only defenses. I beseech you to pray the Rosary daily, 10 times a day as instructed. This practice will be a shield, an armor against the dark forces that will spread throughout the world. But it is not enough just to pray mechanically. Prayer must come from the bottom of the heart. It must be an expression of your unshakable faith and trust in God. Frequent communion is essential, for it is through it that you will strengthen yourselves to face the challenges that lie ahead. And besides, get ready. Stock up on food, enough for 3 months, as there will be shortages. And if you can't stock up that much, don't despair. God will provide, but you must do your part. Each of you has a role to play in this spiritual battle that is unfolding before us. Spiritual preparation is more important than anything else. You must purify your souls, turn away from sin, and embrace the mercy of God. Your faith will be the only support in the dark days to come. Union in prayer and devotion will be what keeps you together and protected. Be prepared, my children, for the hour is approaching. The challenges ahead will test you like never before. But remember, those who remain faithful, those who listen and follow my words and those of my Son, these will be protected under the mantle of God. My children, the approaching darkness is not only an omen of destruction, but also of redemption. Those who go through these trials with faith and perseverance will be like gold refined in fire. And remember, even in the deepest darkness, God's light will shine for those who believe. Your spiritual preparation must be intense, continuous, and sincere. Strengthen in faith, love one another, and stay united. For only then will you survive what is to come. I am with you, my children, and I will never abandon you. But you must listen, you must act, you must prepare. Time is short, and what is to come will strike fear into the hearts of the bravest. But for those who trust in God, there is hope, there is light, and there is salvation. May my words penetrate deep into your hearts, and may your preparation begin now without delay. For the end times are near, and you must be ready. My children, as the darkness approaches, the revelation of 3 great meteorites is only the beginning of a series of events that will shake the earth and test the faith of all. These meteorites, which will bring with them destruction and dread, are not mere cosmic accidents. They are clear signs of divine wrath, a final call for humanity to awaken from its spiritual slumber before it is too late. What is to come will spare no one except those who are protected by divine grace. But there is something you must deeply understand. This destruction will not be random. There will be a distinction, a separation between those who have chosen to follow God's way and those who have been lost in the darkness of the world. God's chosen families and children will be protected, yes, but don't think that protection will come without sacrifice. Those who are chosen to survive the coming calamities will play a crucial role in rebuilding what remains. They will be the pillars of a new era. But first, they will need to go through the most arduous trials of their lives. And know that criticism, derision, and persecution will not be exclusive to Father Michel. Many of you, my children, will be mocked, discredited, and even persecuted for your faith and for following the warnings I am sharing with you. The history of the Church is replete with examples of saints and martyrs who were ridiculed, silenced, and even killed for defending the truth of God. Make no mistake, the times of persecution will return, and with renewed strength. You will be tempted to doubt, to question whether all this is but delusion or fantasy. You will be pressured to abandon your convictions in exchange for a false security offered by the world. But remember, the world offers nothing that compares to God's true protection. Steadfastness in faith, even in the face of the most brutal adversity, will be what keeps them going. If you fall into the trap of doubt, if you yield to pressure, You will lose divine protection and become vulnerable to the horrors that are to come. The time of preparation is not a choice. It is a vital necessity. Do not think that you can escape what is about to happen without being ready, both physically and spiritually. The days ahead will be filled with anguish, fear, and uncertainty. But for those who listen and follow the directions given, there will be a chance to protect themselves and their families. This preparation is not only to survive, but to endure, to keep the flame of faith burning when all around seems lost. Faith will be the light that will guide you through the darkness. But this faith must be nurtured, strengthened, and lived daily. It is not enough just to believe. It is necessary to act according to this belief. Love, compassion, and unity among you will be your greatest weapons against the forces that want to destroy you. By living according to God's commandments, you will not only protect yourself, but you will also light the way for others. Always remember, my children, that true preparation is spiritual. Food, shelter, all that is important, but without a soul strengthened by faith, you will not resist. Spiritual preparation means living in a constant state of grace, in communion with God, and in harmony with your brothers and sisters. It also means being ready to sacrifice everything, even life itself, for the truth and eternal salvation. My children, the final message I leave for you is one of hope, but a hope that requires courage and determination. What is to come will be terrible, but it is not the end. For those who prepare and stand firm in the faith, there is a promise of protection, renewal, and new life. But this new life will only be achieved through trials that will test the limits of your faith and your humanity. Trust in God, follow His words, and be ready for whatever comes. There is no more time for hesitation. The choices you make now will determine not only your fate, but the fate of all humanity. May the grace of God be with you. May the strength of your faith be unshakable, and may divine love protect you at all times. The time of darkness is approaching, but for those who hold on to the light, there will be a new dawn. May God bless you and keep you in His eternal embrace.